very good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? Once again, we take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for allowing this transmission to occur in this manner and on this day of your time. Once again, each and every time, your civilization allows for this transmission to occur, this kind of connection to be formed. It affords our civilization and many other civilizations an opportunity to experience, through this linkage, more facets, more perspectives of the universe through each and every one of your perspectives, and this expands our understanding of all the different ways that creation can manifest itself. And so we thank you for this gift. We would like to begin this transmission, this day of your time, with the following idea that we will call the end of times, the in-between time, and the beginning of times. It is a long title, I know, but make the best of it. We would like to extend to you now, in this concept, that we are perceiving, from our point of view, with our senses, that there is a template grinding into position like a large, slowly turning gear, but that this template is almost in position. The balls have almost fallen into all the slots. All the setups of your collective consciousness are almost in place to allow there to be the opening of the floodgates of information, the continued acceleration of happenstance, the continued revelation of everyone's position, where they stand, what they stand for, who they are, who they hold themselves to be, in your present year, in your next year, and the year after that, the last times prior to your demarcation year of what you call your 2001, in these last moments, as this template moves into its final position, and all things fall into place, there will be an acceleration of revelation of information as many things become more clear, and as it becomes less and less possible for ideas and information to be withheld and kept secret. Now then will be the time that each and every one of you must, if you are willing, take firm grasp, firm hold of your idea, of yourself, your identity, of your ideal of who and what you are, and pay attention to your own estimation of how much in alignment or not you are to your ideal self. For in these last few moments, as the template grinds into position, into final position, before the beginning of times, in this middle time, this brief middle time of the next 2.5 of your orbits, 2.5 of your years, this will be all the time allowed, in a sense, by your collective consciousness for all the components, that is, each and every one of you, components of the collective, all the time you have allowed yourselves to come to terms, to come to understanding, not in the sense of ultimate completion in this life, but in the sense of knowing, in the sense of choosing, in the sense of determining, in the sense of making a decision about who you are, moving forward with that in all the ways that you can with regard to your behavior and your actions. For as the template grinds into position, it will not leave many cracks to slip through. In fact, it will leave none. And if you do not find yourself, and we do not say this to be alarmist, but if you do not find yourself in total surrender of who you are, in letting go and being who you are created to be, within this next 2.5 years, you may find a great deal of difficulty finding any crack to slip through, any opening in the doorway to cross to the other side over the threshold. Now is the last moment of limbo that you have. Now is the last moment of neutrality that you have to make up your mind as to who you are and to behave as such, to act as such, to make a commitment as such to yourself, and to realize, finally and more fully, that there is no difference between what you call your true will and that which you term the will of God. That when you become your true self, what you have called the will of God and your own true will be synonymous, one and the same. No conflict, no contradiction, no dichotomy, but the awakening to the recognition that you are all aspects of the infinite, and the experience of that recognition will begin to fully bloom and take its place in your society in a practical, effective, experiential way. Please remember that all this talk about the template grinding into position, all this talk about this limbo time, this neutral time, all this talk about the end of times, the end of a cycle, and the beginning of times, the beginning of a new cycle, these are not mere metaphors. This is a description of energy and consciousness in motion, seeking and finding its place, and becoming anchored steadfastly into its new slot, its new formation, its new momentum, its new acceleration, and allowing yourself to know your place within it, to find your place within it, so that you will know you fit, so that you will know you belong, so that you will be able to experience the effortless belonging rather than the struggle you have experienced for generations. Now, in what you call your new timing, in the new revelations of information, if you wish to term it your new millennia, then will be seen in short order the time, space, reality, illusion for what it is. And if you then will allow yourself to know more concretely, more fully, more quickly, to know who you are, what you are, make a determination, and live according to that, then when the time, space, illusion begins to break down and fade away, you will then be capable of being left with that which is the only thing that exists, and that is yourself, your true, core, natural self. And that will be enough. Because you will see and you will begin to experience that that has always been what has filled your entire reality, and all the illusion of the vastness of space and time has always been filled by you, yourself, your idea of yourself, your belief of yourself, your notion of yourself, your notion of reality. Time to bring the notion back home, inside, within, instead of out there. Time, in many ways, to break the mirror and let the glass shatter and fall away, so that any and all reflections will be inner reflections, will be inner knowingness, will be insight into yourself, so that any and all experiences will add to the knowledge of who and what you are, and will no longer be projected outward onto others, projected outward onto outer reality, which keeps it separate from yourself. All experience is happening within you. There is no outside, except as you create there to seem to be. Now is the time, this limbo time, for you to come to terms with the idea that there is no outside, that it all takes place inside you, within your consciousness, within one point, here and now, the eternal creative moment. Because that's all there is, all there ever has been, and all there ever will be. And this will be the awakening of the Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the Krishna spirit, whatever you wish to term it. For that will be the time when names do not matter, but the experience of yourself will be the only thing that matters. And as we have said, the experience of yourself will be seen and felt to be synonymous with the experience of the One. In all the ways that that can manifest, in purer form, with more open eyes, more awareness in consciousness, and less illusion, and less filters. For these no longer serve you. For it is past time, and it is time to put away those toys. We thank you now for allowing us to share this perspective with you, and we remind you that as we shared these ideas, not only were your ears paying attention, but all the cells of your body were letting the information in on different levels, and it is within you, and always has been. And now is the time to allow it to wake up and become lucid in your own dream of life. Become not just the idea of lucid dreamers, but lucid livers.
What about the people like our family that are not trying to get in touch with who they are? What's going to happen with the people that are less aware?
Everyone and every being will always be on their own path and will ultimately determine for themselves when and where they shall recognize who and what they are and their relationship to the infinite. To ask what is going to happen is really an open-ended question, for time is infinite, beings are infinite and eternal, and you need not worry that an individual in any given lifetime may or may not see this or that or know themselves, for it is always offered unto everyone within creation the opportunity to know the self at any time of choosing. Let go of your worry. Let go of your attachment to that question. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve them. For it only compounds separation when you ask it. Do you follow? Sharing. Female.
Good day, Bashar.
And good day to you.
It's a pleasure to be sharing with you this evening.
It is
Thank
our
you.
pleasure always to be sharing with any and all of you.
Thank you. I would like to ask, I've been having someone walking on my bed. I don't see anything, but I feel the imprints, and I see indentations on the bed.
Yes, and so?
And I thought it was my cats, but when I look, they're never around.
Yes.
So I was wondering, who is walking on my bed?
You must understand that this can be many things. First and foremost, as we have said, other realities are becoming more solid to you now. That which was heretofore immaterial is now becoming more material as you accelerate, as you reach higher vibrations. So too do higher vibrations become more solid to you, and so too do their inhabitants. And so thus, you are perceiving the idea of other intelligences of higher frequency that have always been in contact, now becoming more manifest in your reality, as your reality becomes a closer manifestation of theirs. The footprints then, the indentations then, are a sign and a signal to you, as one would follow a trail, as one would track footprints in the snow. You are able to be given a clue, a sign, that you are approaching a realm, a level, a frequency, a vibration of reality that lets you know that your world in general, and many of you specifically, are raising your vibrations higher and higher, and are capable now of more direct, immediate, and even physiological interaction, concrete, tangible interaction with other beings, other consciousnesses, other awarenesses that heretofore were invisible and intangible to you. So you are, in that sense, being given signs and signals that you are walking in more alignment to the path that you are, by being able to see the path of others, treading in your reality. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Then as you go to sleep, reach out and embrace interaction, knowing that you do so with your own self-empowerment, never as a victim, never in the idea that these things are more powerful than you, but invite, out of unconditional love, a stronger self-empowering interaction of equals, so that you may continue to walk in the footsteps of your higher self. That is our suggestion, all right?
Yes, I will follow that.
Thank you.
Thank you. May I ask one more question?
You.
No? Okay.
No. Yes, you. One moment.
One moment.
What happened to hello and good day?
Sorry, hello, good day.
All right, hello and good day.
I wonder if you could offer me some insights into...
Speak up and be bold.
I wonder if you could offer me some insights into a sequence of events that happened to me the other day.
Such as?
I was in London and I was sitting having a coffee with a friend of mine.
Yes.
And a beggar, an old man, came up to me and he had 3 yellow roses.
Yes.
And he asked me if I would like to buy them, 3 of them, for £1.
Yes.
So I did. So I had the 3 roses, and then about 10 minutes later, another beggar came up to me and asked me for some change. And I said I didn't have any, but if he'd like to take the roses, he could.
Yes.
So he was a bit baffled, but he took the roses and walked off. And then about another 10 minutes later, a young girl from a sort of street urchin came up to me with the 3 roses again.
Nice.
And asked me if I'd like to buy them off her for £1 each.
Nice.
And
so the cycle goes on.
Yeah. But I was interested to know if there was any particular symbolism within that.
There always is.
That you might be able to offer me in terms of...
A rose is a rose is a rose. The idea to understand here is the interchangeability of mediums of exchange. And that love comes in many forms. And it's all a medium of exchange. Interchangeable. From hand to hand, it is the same energy given and taken, and there is no difference between the roses and the money and the act and the event and you and they. It is all one thing. This is the significance. So that you were given by yourself and by them an opportunity in this play that took place on your street to experience that it is all a matter of relationship, give and take, and that give and take and the relationships that are in the event really point to the fact that you are the event itself, more than the participant. Does this make any sense to you so far?
Yes.
Being that there were for you 3 roses gives you an opportunity to understand that you work well in the concept of triad stability And that is simply the idea that it is also for you a sign of the integration of your past, present, and future in that moment. And any other aspect of your consciousness that involves the concepts of threes, that you will do well in any endeavor if you will always give yourself an opportunity not just to see any one aspect, such as just the beginning, but to see it as a single event, the beginning, middle, and end, as one thing in time and space. To look at it holistically. Any idea that comes along to you that is born within your inspiration, to be able to stretch your senses, to extend your awareness into the event and see all the aspects in linear time, beginning, middle, and end, all at once, to feel it all at once as a single moment, will help you understand how, in linear time, any such event will unfold, and will help you, with your own self-empowerment, to direct the unfoldment of that event by not directing it so strongly. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
For if you will see the event holistically, you will know that it is unfolded in absolute perfect accordance to who you are willing to be. And this gift of exchange and gift of the symbol of love is the love you give to yourself and the conjunction of the love that you give to body, mind, and spirit. Those are the three roses that are the one garden that is you and is your medium of exchange, but only when all three are on the same level, present and equal. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, it does. So why particularly yellow?
You are dealing with the chakra of intention in the solar plexus, the midline of your body, that which is your desires, your wishes, your projections, and that which is the symbol and the requirement of balance of all levels. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Thank you. The male.